Yes.
Okay, so this is the second session. Let's complete. So what I was trying to tell you is that they are trying to reach you, to make you reach that kind of function. So this is the same concept like this string function that you already defined.
Yes.
So that is already, that is the standard of Python. Okay. You just providing the implementation of that function. This function is not your own. It just come with Python.
Yes,
And
built in, correct?
yes, and the same goes here for the equality. The equality is exactly the same what you have been trying to do now. You putting now equal employee, and but the correct way is that you don't use equal anymore. You don't write equal employee as a how to say, as a text. You just use this kind of operator.
Okay.
So
Yes.
if you use that kind of operator, yes, then you will be able to do the comparison the way that you wanted. And the same goes here, not equal. Okay, you're able to implement one of those. So that is for not equal, that is for bigger than or equal. And when you put implementation inside, you're able to compare. So maybe for the employee, you need to compare not equal based on the name and the employee ID. For bigger than or equal, maybe you need to put maybe the salary or even the age. So, but I'm just, this is something in the future that you will see. They will give it to you or no. But from what I see, they are moving toward that direction.
I see. Okay.
Okay. So
Yes.
let us see how they will give it to you. In case they will give it to you, then you should not be surprised. Okay. And that makes sense because this is the way that they are moving towards. Okay.
You're
And
right. Yes.
that's one thing. So just an example here. Let me see here. So what I wanted to tell you here. So for a class, let me see here. Okay, so for a class person, we have a name and age. And then when we define greater than, in this way, we define, we want to see, okay, self have what age and other have which age. And we compare that and we return the result here. So once you create two objects here, Alice and Bob, P1 and P2. And then you start to compare P1 is bigger than or equal P2 or not. So what he will do, he will compare the age like here.
Yes.
Okay. So you don't have, so you see here the difference between that and the equal employee or even any other method that you need to implement, that this is already integrated in Python. So you just need to use this kind of operators. Okay. Typically, you are not able to compare two objects in this way unless you do implementation for that.
Oh, so if you want to use greater than or equal to, you have to
Between
use
objects. Between objects.
Oh,
Yes,
between
you have
objects. Makes sense. Makes sense.
this is an object. This is a class object. So the same goes with employee. If you want to compare, then you have to implement. And if later, let me see if I've done some example here. So we see here. I think yes, that is what I wanted to reach you to reach here. See, so what you are doing here is that you define the equality operator here. You define this function. So once you define this function, you're able to do this kind of comparison here. So that is an object of type point, okay? That takes x and y, okay? That's simple.
Yes.
And then we are able to compare, we have three objects, P1, P2, P3. We are able to compare P1, is it equal P2 or not? Based on what we decide, based on this.
Okay.
If x in self equal other x, and if self y equal other y, then yes, it returns true. If not, then it returns false.
Okay.
So you see here, the parameter here is given to the class is actually identical. X is the same and y is the same, and that is the parameter that is passed here in the constructor.
Makes sense.
Okay, so that is what I'm trying to tell you, that later, instead of equal employee, okay, then they should give you something like that. Then
Okay.
you're really able to put this kind of equality operator, because I see in the slides they talk about something like that, but I suspected that maybe they didn't mention it yet. They are just
But
preparing you to that stage.
yeah,
Little,
exactly. It's not mentioned yet, but you're right. It's gonna get to that stage eventually.
yes, okay. So yeah, so at least you know something that can happen.
Mhm.
And let me go through other things that I wanted to share with you. So um, I wanted you to know that you are able to print everything inside your a class. So assume that you created in the test code that was passed for you from, or the test code that was passed for you with the assignment or the lab. You have created many objects: E1, E2, E3, and E4, and E6, and so on.
Mhm.
So if you wanted to have a look by a function that is provided by Python for every variable that is inside that class, even without you implementing this underscore underscore str, actually that function is, you're able to use it. So that's this function vars. You pass it inside here the class name or the object name. So is it E1? You pass here E1. You want to check
Okay.
with E2. So this is not for printing. This is for troubleshooting.
Yes.
This
So
is
wait,
for
could
you.
you explain what the Vars does again?
Yes, sure. We can just, yeah. Give me a second. Let me
Yeah.
try to open the code and we look at it. So let me see here if I have. Yeah. Okay. I'm able to have the code here. So yeah. Okay. Let me share that. So let me see here. So that is part of the function. I think this is so we created here. Can you see? I'm not sure. Wait. Yeah, I see. Yeah. So you see here we have how many objects? E3,
Mhm.
E4, E5, right?
Yes.
Okay. What about if we let me see. I think what we can do here, we print, and we take another like that. Oops. Okay, and now we print was. Oops. Okay. Let us put E3.
Okay.
See, that is the dash that
Hmm.
I wanted to put here, and that was what was printed using vars. So that is all the variables, the real variables inside your class E3. So is it true? Is that what you are getting out of E3?
Three.
So we
Okay.
go
So
here. This is your E3, right? On
yes.
line 41. So we have a look here. This is E3, right?
Hmm.
And that is what we was printing out. The name
So
is
does Vars print out the key value pairs in like a whole dictionary?
yes, it prints out not the dictionary. Okay, internally inside the class implementation, something that you don't see, they save all the variables, the internal variables that you have inside the dictionary. Yes, okay,
Okay.
and that vars go to this internal unseen dictionary and print out everything inside.
Okay.
You inside your employee class, you didn't implement any dictionary, but that's an
Mhm.
internal
Right. That's
dictionary that they used to implement the class with, or
mhm.
they use in the Python internally, use that dictionary to save all the variables, all the class variables that you want to put inside.
Yes, because over here on line 35, it shows what E3 is, and then it puts all the values with it. So it does ID for the first one and then name for the second one. I see what it's trying to do.
Yes, but yes, exactly. So that is the variables that is the parameters that you pass to your constructor, right?
Yes.
And that's what we are printing. But here we are printing it as it is. And what is the thing that you, so if you change it at any moment, then that is a way for you. It's a troubleshooting. This is not for printing. How to say? This is not to replace what you are putting here. Okay. So you already know. I think you already know when you do printing like that. You know what this execute?
Yes.
What?
Well, it would print out whatever is in E1.
Yes, and how it gets what is in E1?
It, it, I mean, it just looks at what it is, and then it's just gonna print everything in there.
No, no, no. I don't think so.
Wait, what?
Oh,
I'm
okay,
confused. What are you trying to say?
okay. What I'm trying to say is that so in my case, I didn't implement when I was testing your code to see how it looks like. Let me see here. So here I am different from yours. I didn't implement fully this function. Okay, so when you are trying to print the object, it comes here and it gets us whatever inside. Okay, how can I prove this to you? Very easy.
You
Again,
can just print, right?
we can use. Let me see here. Let me close that. Let me try to add something here. Pop, 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 pop. Okay, yeah. Method. So let us try to run. So do you see? Do you see what I'm trying to tell you here? When you, oops, sorry.
Oh,
Let
no
me
worries.
share again and let me show you here. When you're trying to print that, can you see with me? Okay. When you're trying to print that, actually it comes here, it go to the str method, and it gets you out what is inside.
Yes.
Did you understand this? Is that
Yes.
clear to you? So it doesn't. So if you whatever you define in the str method, then it will be printed here. If you define nothing, nothing will come out.
Oh, I see. Okay, could you go back to your str thing for 1 second just so I can look at it too?
Yes, sure. Yes, here.
Oh, okay. I get it now. Yes.
So that is why if you don't define here, if we just say, okay, see, if we say pass, okay, it return a string, it want to print something, it will not help us here, pass. Let me see, return empty. We run. So you see here, so he's trying to
Oh, I
print
see. Okay.
something, but it doesn't.
Yeah,
So
because str has nothing
it's
there.
not
It's all
implemented.
because,
Yes.
okay, I see. Makes sense.
Okay. So yeah, I want you to understand. Yes, it is true that he provide you with a test code, but you need to know
Oh, okay. So what
what
you're
is
saying
reflected in
is
what.
I have to fix str like in accordance to what they provide too. Okay, that
Yes,
makes sense.
yes, definitely, yes,
Okay.
definitely. And you need to. My issue now. I want you to know when this is called, it goes to what exactly inside which method inside the class it goes and print from. Okay. And
Yeah, so
yeah, when you use Vars, it doesn't use any of your implemented method. It use internal methods that is provided by Python. This is what I want to give you.
okay.
It's not a way to confuse you. I'm just, so it means here, it means to me one thing here. When you use Vars, you don't wait for your implementation of the str method. Here, if you don't implement the str method, then it will print
Oh, I
zero
see.
output.
Okay. I see what you're saying now. I get
But
it now.
you are able to get everything internally inside your
So
object using that.
Vars is just what you're trying to say is just like a helpful method for us.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you want to compare, let me give it one last example, please.
Sure.
So if I would say here, so I would say instead of E3, I want to see E4.
Okay.
Okay. And I would, yeah, let's put it this way. So at least we recognize it somehow. 5. So see here, yeah, we returned that. So can you see with me here? We are able to recognize. So that is a printing for E3,
Mm-hmm.
and that is here E4. This is E4.
Okay.
So now I'm able to compare. Okay, where
Yes,
is
I
the,
see. So it gets the variable attributes with what you're defining here too. Okay,
and what is the current value inside them now?
makes sense. Okay.
Okay, does this make sense? Fine.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
Gotcha.
So let me okay, let us go back here. So that is Vars.
Mm-hmm.
That is an example, and we already give you an example. One thing I would like to highlight to you very fast. Yeah. Let me see here if we are able to reach. So do you know what's the difference between a list and an array?
Well, a list is like one set of the things, and then array is like a couple of lists together, right?
No. See, so so far, even in the normal books, they will call the list as an array. They will call it in the book titles or the chapters titles. They will call it as an array. Okay, especially in the starter for your level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because arrays is actually so arrays is only for one type. So it means that you can only create um, an array of integers, array of strings, array of floats.
Okay.
But list is a list you are able to combine
Mm-hmm.
a string with integer with even another list inside that contain characters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but they call it an array. But typically no. I mean, this kind of arrays they use it in the data science and data analytics courses. That is slightly advanced. I'm not sure. Maybe by the end of your study, maybe they
Mm-hmm.
will have something that you see like that.
Okay.
Maybe not. Okay. So on these arrays, you have this is not implemented as a standard libraries from the Python. You have to import some libraries
Yeah.
to be able to use it. Okay, and that's not the case in the list. Okay, so far they have been using list only for integers, for string only, but actually in reality you are able to combine. You are able to combine anything inside the list, but the arrays no.
Array
So
has to be of one specific type.
yes, and it have to use the array library. Okay,
Yes.
so for the moment you
So
will
what you're saying is lists can be user defined, but array, how you can get it from other places, but you can also define it yourself too, right?
wait, you are not defining list and array is a standard thing that comes with Python, but
Yes.
the difference between them that that arrays is from an external library, but
Yes. So
list
you
is
have to
internally.
import. Okay,
Yes,
yeah. Exactly.
but
That's what I was trying to say.
yes, exactly, yes. So yeah, that is in
And
summary.
what
I
you
don't
were
want to.
saying,
Mm,
that we're gonna see it a little later. I think I did, like online, I saw an example of it where they have like different mathematical, like they have like very complicated arrays, and they're always used like from import, like import math, import all of these different type of things. That's what you're talking about, right?
yes, exactly. Yes,
Okay, gotcha.
yes. Okay, so let me see here. I want to give you an example without confusing you much. Okay, so one more thing here to note. I want to give this to you little by little, not much every time.
Okay.
So yeah, okay. So here I'm trying to give you a comparison between the list, tuple, set,
Mm-hmm.
and dictionary. Okay,
Yeah.
but we will take a little from those comparisons every time so that we are able to. So the most important here. So we said last time we talked about dictionary, right?
Yes.
Good. And can now, so for list, you're able to use pop, and
Mm-hmm.
you're also able to use remove.
Yes.
Okay, but you are not able to use that on the tuple
Mm-hmm.
or even the set.
Correct.
No, sorry, the set you're able to use it, but it will pop up something randomly. And for the dictionary, you're not able to use remove. You only have to use pop. Does this
Okay.
make sense?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes. So I know that like certain types have their own certain type of methods.
So let us see. This is a dictionary, right?
Yes, at the top D.
Okay. So D, can we use remove or no?
No.
Okay. So, and if we use pop, what do we have to provide?
You have to put the what you're trying to remove.
Like what? Like the key or the value?
The key.
Okay. So Raj. So yeah, let us print here. See here values, and just print the keys. So it means that we already remove Raj, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So now this is a list, right?
The over there on the right side, yeah.
No, I mean on the line number 9.
The nine, yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is a list, right?
Yes.
Okay. So can we? What should we use here to remove something? Should we use
Uh,
remove, or we should use pop?
list, you could use both, right?
Yes, exactly.
But then you
Okay.
can also you have to do it from indexing, correct?
Yes, we can use it from indexing. So let's try and see. So now when he print L, let me see. See one. So sorry. I think let me see. 1 3 34. So yes, this is from indexing. So and this is yeah. They both use indexing.
Okay, yes, yeah.
Okay. So that is clear to you. Tuple, we are not able to remove.
Okay.
So tuple
Tuple,
is
you're not
always
able to.
yes. And what about set?
Set, you are also not able to.
Are you sure? So that is a set.
Actually, that is a set. Give me 1 second. Yeah, you can modify it.
Okay. Well, I can modify it, but when I use pop here, um, it will do something that is different from the other data structures. Okay. Can you guess what?
Because for this, the order also isn't it order changes too, right?
Order changes, yes.
So I if you do pop at a specific index, it's not always gonna remove that specific value.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's try to run and let me put here print in a way that can tell us, oops. Okay, can you see the set here? I
Yes.
added 500 and I
Mhm.
popped up something. So the pop here actually it shows something random.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Mhm.
and yeah, and when it adds also it doesn't add from the start. It just add also random in a
Anywhere,
random
yeah,
position.
exactly.
Yes. Okay, so that's clear,
Mhm.
and yeah, that is what I wanted to share with
Gotcha.
you here. Let us go back. Let me see here. So okay, before, yeah, let us see here. So I explained to you the zip function last time, okay? And do you still
Could
remember
you
how it
explain it
works?
one more time? I forgot it.
Yeah, so the zip function actually take two or more lists and then it combine it together in a way that make it possible for function to iterate through it. So
Okay.
so that is how it should look like here. So that is an example. So we are having two kind of lists, a name list and roll number,
Hmm.
and three lists actually. So
Yes.
so this is a three, and I can zip them this way.
Hmm.
Okay, and
Run this?
sorry again.
Could
You
you run this? I just want to see what it runs.
yeah, I
Yeah.
can give you. Well, here it cannot run, but let me see.
Okay, sure.
Pop up up. Let me see what we can do. We can go here. Yeah. Let me see. Okay. So name. And number. Let me see here. 1 and 100 and 101. Okay, map equal zip.
Mhm.
Let me see something slightly strange here. Zip pop pop pop. Tell me why he's not able to print it. He should be able to print it.
Does it print it just like concatenated?
Wait, I think need to convert it to a list to be able to print it. Yes, so yeah, it cannot be printed like that. It have to print it as a list first. So so that is how it looks like when
Oh
it
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah. I do remember this now. Okay, yeah.
okay.
Hmm.
So what I wanted to tell you this time, actually, why I mentioned that when you have zipped something, you are actually able to unzip it again. So what I wanted to say is that, so if you have let me have a look here. So for I, and then we have n. So we have name and we have n in zip. I think we don't need in mapped. We don't need zip anymore. Print uh, print something like that. We see here dot format, and then we put a and n. So we have to off here, and then we have to enter again. You
Hmm.
know, right?
Okay, sure. Yes. Okay, gotcha.